and also Midwest. Yeah, I think he just forgot. So he's also gonna join soon. Hi Adam, hi Vlad, hi Lauren, hi Kathleen, and hi Anatarian. Welcome to this week's Realms Council call. What we do here is discussing how we've been developing our own projects, and of course wearing ridiculous filters. It's a thing. So you guys are more than welcome to put on some cool filters with Snap Camera. I'm glad everyone is here. Let's kind of get started. So as per usual, let's share, because we were supposed to have a special guest today, but I guess they decided they don't want to be special. So it's just us being special with each other. So who wants to go first? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go last. I think Lauren is really eager for attention. So, Lauren, how about you go first and tell us about your accomplishments and like your one happy thing of the last week.
My accomplishments feel so intense. Okay. Let's start with the happy thing. Happy thing was I had the chance to go to Non-Fungible in Lisbon, so that was cool. I was able to meet a bunch of people in real life. That was a change, and see their bodies and their heights. And I met Flavia, if you know, and so yeah, it was nice to meet people in real life, and hear kind of like what else is happening in the space. But yeah, it's nice to be back and back to work.
And that's a lot. You did a lot of stuff. I'm not surprised. I knew about it already. So that's really cool. How about next goes, who's next here? Anatarian, you want to share? Just like, one happy moment of your last week and maybe something you accomplished or something you plan to accomplish. That can be also it. You can do it. But if you don't want to, it's also fine. Don't worry about it. You can also go later if you want to. Catherine, you want to go next? Wait, what's happening this week? It's either you guys can really not hear me, but I think they can, or you're really like ghosting me. This is like the common thing to do here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Midwest. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
You want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I'll go next.
Cool.
So not a lot on the Misfit front. Since we last talked, kind of same stuff going on. I had to go apartment hunting and such like that this week, so not a lot on my in for Midwest Misfit, but IRL things are happening. So then that way Misfit can come back. He's got a solid foundation, steady place, not gonna have to find another lease in 4 months and stuff like that. So got a year's lease down right on the water. So I'm literally so excited to get moved in and get stuff hammered out. It's gonna be so good. But yeah, Misfit, I ain't done a lot with them this week. I even kind of had to pull back off Twitter a little bit because I'm just okay, I'm doing all this stuff, and then I gotta go make sure we can find a place to live and everything. But yeah, still make the call though.
You're awesome. Thanks for showing up, even though your IRL is a little bit chaotic right now.
It is. Yeah, it is. But it is now that finding the apartment, that was the most chaotic thing because it's kind of a touristy area, so people, they always want to come and get an apartment, but only be there maybe a couple weeks of the whole year. So it's okay, I totally get it, but I want to live down here too, So it was kind of just a little moving around and kind of talking to people and getting like, okay, well, what about this? What about this? But yeah, now that that's all done, it's gonna be easy breezy.
Okay, that's good to hear. So then you can continue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
full concentration.
full force. Okay, cool. How about Hadeart? You want to go next? Saying like something that was like really good in your last week, and then maybe something you accomplished, something new or something old. Doesn't really matter. I think I'm not very successful today with hyping people up to speak. Okay. Delight, would you care? Also.
Hi, Steph. I sorry, you
Hey.
caught me eating some soup.
That's
But
fine.
but yeah, let's see. I'm a little out of it today, a little fuzzy brained because I'm a little under the weather. But I've been let's see, I've been working on fortifying my Unity skills. What else? A little bit of Substance Designer.
Oh.
I did a piece of art for a contest for another NFT project to kind of, like I think we had talked about, right? You had mentioned connecting with these other communities. So I put that out there, and I've already got like 40 likes on Twitter. So I think I'm in a good position to win that, or at least be in the finals. So that's cool. What else? Probably every day I'm working on so many different things, constantly just trying to learn and improve. So I probably left a bunch of stuff out, but yeah, I'm just glad to focus. But I also am noticing. I've noticed this a lot. Being the move between the technical Unity and that sort of stuff, and then painting, and it's a difficult transition to move between those. I need to like lock in usually, and then going on social media. I haven't been very active with that, but then it's enabled me to get a lot more work done. So yeah.
That's really great. You did a lot of stuff. Also, that you started working on Substance Designer. Good job. Also, just for the record, it wasn't me who recommended that. It was actually Domingo during last week's community call. He said we should, do like more work with and in collaboration for other communities to bring more attention to our own work. I think it was him.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's something that, I've been sort of working toward, but yeah, it just finally jumped off the cliff. So that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know about like social media, like for so long, like before I left, I was on all the platforms all the time, and then like on the trip, I turned off all my notifications, and like my brain, it felt so clear, and I could like be in the place without like thinking about something else. But then in Web3, there's like always something happening, so then you go back and you're like, oh no, I missed everything. But it's kind of a struggle, I think. How do you balance these sides? So
Yeah. One thing I did that was interesting this morning, because I put up this that contest tweet, right? So they have these silent shill rooms. Are you guys familiar with that? So you just go in there, there's no talking whatsoever, and you request to speak. This is in Twitter Spaces, right? So you request to speak, and then when you speak, one of the you don't actually ever speak, but when you go up on stage, the moderator takes your pinned tweet and pins it for the group, and then everyone in there likes it and retweets it and all that. So it's kind of a good way to not get your brain too fried by going on one of these, you know? So
That's good. What kind of space was it? Was it like specifically focused on like a type of project? Or?
I don't think so. I mean, most of the stuff was art, visual art, still, mostly still, but I think that was just a matter of who was in there. I think anyone can go in and do it.
To send the next one, you see.
Sure, I can post the. I'll post the account in the. Where should I post it in the general chat?
Yeah, perfect. That's awesome.
I'll post the person's account who hosted it. Yeah.
It's actually it's a pretty neat idea, right? Because the reason why you felt so well clear once you turn all of this off is because it's generating, social media is generating a lot of noise, a lot of unnecessary noise as well. So just for you guys to know, I think I'm in by now over 100 different discords. The only reason why I'm surviving that is because I turned them all on mute, including my own. They're all on mute. I don't want to get this like strange click sound, pick click sound. I don't even know how to call this from Discord. Every time someone does something, I just joined today a few more, so I have to put them on mute. But it's like in the beginning when I didn't know how to turn it off, drove me nuts. This sound, and it was like beep 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 beep, and I was like, oh my god, like how can I make this stop, right? And I think it's the same with my phone. Actually, my phone is now always turned onto. Oh, I can show you guys. It's always turned onto non-disturb mode. So if you cannot reach me, there's a reason for it, because I'm on, well, don't fucking disturb me mode. for very good reasons, because none of those messages can be that urgent, that it won't survive until a few hours later, right? So I think this is also something we need to kind of discipline ourselves on, that none of this is like a live or die situation, so we should use those tools on our own terms, I think. But yeah, this is... Wait, what? Whoa.
Quick question. Do you think
Hi,
Web3 being... Yeah, me. Newbie.
Hi, what's up?
Maybe Web3 being filtered somewhat by location, that you're only getting... Because I mean, I'm thinking with augmented reality being a big part, that you're only being bombarded by the things that are immediately around you. Just like in reality, you're only seeing the tiger coming to eat you. You're only seeing the meme or the thing that's actually right there that you could access. Do you think that will help?
Not really, because we're working with people all over the world. So if I would only put like Peru on the map, there would be no one to work with anymore.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant more along the lines of filtering the
Sorry, okay. Explain.
But maybe I'm wrong.
No, explain further. Sorry. It was just funny to think about.
You're right. I was just thinking, just like you're saying, you've got everything on mute, or you file down, priority of who's important to get through right away.
Yeah.
But my thinking is, everybody's tweet, everybody's instant message, everybody's whatever that's coming through. You're right. You don't need all of those. But, with it being location sensitive, you will still get the things that you're right there, that'll be right there, that are relevant because you're physically there with them. But things that are tweeting about, hey,
I've never tried it, but I did get like an update
It
about it.
sounds like you guys are seeing exactly what I'm talking about. Well, if you're dealing with augmented reality where you're already giving up all that information to them anyway, which I'm a privacy guy and cringe every time, but if you're already giving all that up for your augmented reality anyway, why not get all the benefits you can out of it and have it say, hey, if it's not somebody within 200 meters of where I'm standing, I probably don't need to talk to them right away unless it comes by with an emergency code on it.
By the way, guys, sorry for dropping out, but there was a major blackout just now. And my battery saved me, but still everything else turned off. So, hi, nice to be back. Did I miss something?
No, we were talking about filtering, if it's possible to filter by location on social media platforms. Is a question.
Yeah, and I think it just goes back to what Stella has said in the beginning as well. We're all over the place. So I think filtering by location is what just makes it a little more challenging from looking at it from that point.
Yeah, I think, there are already a lot of filtering tools, right? Like you have on Instagram, for example, you can have only have your closest friends see your stories and all of these things. But I think you could still apply what Vlad said to, for example, event locations, right? Like visiting a conference, for example, NFT conference. Like in the beginning, before entering the conference, you could be, typing in, hey, those are the people I'm actually interested in, like those categories of people, let's just say. And then, be kind of alerted when your phone is kind of getting close to yours. That could be super helpful, for example. So I don't think the idea is totally off. It's just probably it cannot be applied on a worldwide scale, but for events and on location stuff, I think that's super viable. By the way, Mo, you want to go next? But not for 20 minutes.
For sure, yeah. So good thing that happened to me this week. I made my avatar complete, basically.
I can see it in your picture.
Yeah, Phoenix is done. Yeah, that's her. I got even an environment and a whole thing of her and her body. I have to drop a whole picture here in the chat once I actually stop talking. I'm not good at talking and typing, so I'll drop a picture after my turn's done. But it was cool. So I finished her, and then we have bi-weekly building sessions, and it's actually become a lot more because it's something that we're doing big time in our DAO right now over in Raw. So we went into Neos, and I actually got her into the metaverse as well. So it's really cool to actually make this avatar in DAZ, get it in the metaverse, and we started building our little area there. And then I had a follow-up session to actually figure out how to kind of tweak the avatar more and prepare her for the metaverse, so she's more functional. And then I met another really awesome builder who really knows a lot about Unreal Engine 5 and just all this awesome stuff, and wants to build our university for the Raw DAO. So it's super exciting to get a lot of momentum for that kind of stuff and be around other builders. It's very exciting, people that know their stuff and want to actually help us build this vision. People are hearing our mission and getting super excited about it. So yeah, that was the good thing that happened, finishing that avatar, getting it in the metaverse. Super cool.
Yeah, and Mo, I watched one of your building sessions. It was super cool, and you're just doing it, It's so cool. It sounds very scary to try to make an avatar and then try to put it in somewhere, especially having no background in 3D and all these things. But that's why I'm so impressed with you. You just do it, and you don't think excuses. Just do it.
I always try to tell people that listen, all this stuff that I'm telling you I'm doing, it's my first time doing it, and I have no idea how I'm doing it, but I'm gonna get it done. Add it to the tool belt. So thanks for that. And that's why I try to do it in transparency more than anything. Because I'm like, hey, look, if I can figure this out, we can all figure this out. So, I just use it as that kind of opportunity.
Wait, you didn't have to reduce it to 3 minutes. Mo, tell us more.
Oh, I was like, what else is more? Are we going through like other things that we've been doing with our stuff, or is that another section?
No, you can.
Okay, kind of
also
just give a more of a spill. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you can spill the beans now.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so we're building our metaverse, which is really exciting. We've been like hunkering down. We have somebody that runs the IG, somebody that runs the TikTok, and I run the Twitter. So it's very exciting to, again, have like other people starting to take on things. So something that we did that I kind of mentioned to you guys last week is starting the clubs that we have. So there's like a club for everything. And one of the clubs is actually like a creator economy club for like the people that actually like love this creator economy and like how to like earn revenue from like social media kind of thing. So with that club, what we've actually started doing is coming together on Sundays and we all batch create content. So if you're like one of our Raw strategists, like this is where you better make your content for the week for Raw. No bath right now, okay? I'm cleaning it. Okay. And then other people though can join it and create content for their own social medias, because like, hey, we're all on social media. Create your content for the week and let's do that together. And it's really cool. We added like a little music bot, so everybody can like add songs to the playlist, and we're all like just jamming and creating content for the week. So that was really worked out really well because we got a bunch of content like knocked out and prepared. So we're trying to just create like a whole library. We're trying to like basically create a lot of libraries for things, like libraries of all of our content, so that you can just go and look in there and reshare libraries. We're trying to basically make a lot of SOPs as well right now, like standard operating processes, basically like breaking it down, like this is how you do this is how you do that, so that as we onboard more and more people, they know where to look for a lot of the answers that they're looking for as well. So we're trying to get those kind of things in order. I know somebody else had mentioned like collaborating. So because we have a different niche that we're looking at, and compared to like trying to start our own marketplace, creating this like peer review system for marketplaces and NFT artists, we've kind of polished our peer review like scorecard is what we're calling it. So now it's just a matter of like getting all of the verbiage together, like how we want to package it in totality. But then our ambitions is going to actually be to partner with marketplaces and their communities, so that their communities can actually use our polls to give feedback about how the marketplace is kind of going. So that's where we're at now. It's just finalizing that, packaging it really pretty, and then we're going to start, shopping it to different marketplaces and seeing, what we can do to kind of collaborate with them, get their community a part of our community where we can offer, workshops and learning more about it and offering feedback for the marketplaces to get better. Just lots of really cool stuff.
That's really amazing, all the stuff you're putting together. Like, I always feel like we're going at light speed, but I think, I don't know, you're beyond light speed, Mo. This is crazy cool.
I feel the same. Like I'm like, I can't believe we're getting all this kind of stuff done. I still like creating the smart contract was always like looming over my head though. Like, you still need to write a smart contract. I tried to I found like this 3D warehouse where I could go and like start building 3D objects and Blender, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just finished the avatar. I barely even finished the clothes. I need to write the smart contract. Like, I need to start getting some of this stuff actually like done, and that's why I'm happy that this team is growing more, because I don't need to get everything done if I don't have to. Like when the guy was like, "Nah, we could build that whole university," and then I actually seen like the crazy stuff he built. I'm like, dude, just what do we got to do? It's just tell me what you need, and then it'll be great because as we're getting like our processes together and figured out, we're gonna start shopping it for like grants and really start to like fund our project so we can fund our team and grow, because we really have like I think a great idea that nobody else in this space is doing that would be so helpful for the community as a whole, to have this peer review system that's like normal in Web 2, but it's not anywhere here in Web 3 yet. So we're trying to get it together and hop to the forefront.
Sounds good. Sounds really good. I just
And also-
learned. Oh yeah,
So,
go. Sorry.
isn't it interesting though to think about like how like it's moving really fast, but then it also is like very like natural selection, you know? Like where maybe it's hard like in Web3 because there's so many opinions to align on something, but then also like you move through bad ideas quickly. So that's good. Like it's very open to testing, and I think there's less fear about something being wrong. So
Yeah.
then that's why it moves fast, but then also maybe helps to really refine and find like the right project and something that everyone is kind of aligning on. Because like in Entourage, like we're trying to, what's our strategy? Even though, right, it's still moving toward being a DAO, but then how do we still align and like maximize like resources? And so, yeah, it's quite interesting. Like I never would be here if like I was doing Entourage by myself in my flat. And so well, I'm still in my flat, but yeah, it's interesting, I think.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, I think. Okay, hey, Vlad, you were already active. You want to share
Didn't do it.
something happy
Whatever
from
it was,
last
nobody
week?
saw me do it. You can't prove anything.
Wait, what?
Sorry, what? So nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything.
Oh, no,
I said, I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything.
actually I recorded the whole thing.
Uh-oh. So what's up?
But it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to prove you anything, so it's okay. I wanted
Just
to
you.
ask you if you would want to share a happy moment of last week and something you accomplished.
Well, I published it's kind of a fake NFT at this point because they haven't gone live yet. But I took it's another group that's kind of getting called Crypto Comics. They're basically doing a version of Amazon for comic book geeks to be able to sell their stuff online as NFTs. And they're basically going to be, you come online, you look at it, you buy it just like Amazon, only you do it with cryptocurrency. Cool idea. I'd love to find a good alternative to Amazon. I don't do comic books, but I'll stretch it for regular publishing because I wanted to be able to do signed custom ebooks, because it's just like a book signing at a regular bookstore. You can sign a paperback book or a hardback book. Those become collectibles. Those are good for people, but you can't sign an ebook because people can just print as many of those as they want. However, an NFT changes that, and now all of a sudden you can sell somebody a custom collectible ebook for the first time. Gee, what a wonderful idea. So I just basically grabbed together a bunch of the, collage style, piece together Photoshop stuff that I put together over the time playing with it, and made a picture book. Believe me, it is not anything special, but it was a placeholder. It was able to put the thing together. It was able to try out their system, and I like their system. It worked just fine. I was able to do it without too much drama or trouble, and put it up there, and a bunch of people already looked at it, and they all got excited about it. And I'm like, guys, this is cut and paste. It's not pretty. Trust me, no big deal. But they were happy with it. Other than that, I got to meet you guys, which has actually taken me farther on my Web3 stuff than I've made it in a long time. On the Web2 side, I got the next installment of my serial novel out. Another one's going out on Friday. Let's see, I've got everything set up so that the next full novel will publish at the end of the month. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking pretty much everything's on track. And I commissioned a bunch of new covers for my first series because, well, my work at covers sucks because I can do a lot of things. Artwork is not one of them. So, it is what it is.
That's fine, but great you're definitely moving. Like, this is really good. Not standing still.
There is never a dull moment around here.
Yeah, I believe you.
Doesn't mean I get anything done. The tires may spin, doesn't mean I go anywhere, but there is never a dull moment.
Oh, that's great.
Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. 2 more to go. Lillian, you want to share something?
Hey, yeah, sure. I guess they're kind of just like knocking off my goal list, but I finished applying to this school in Japan. So I'm glad to get that done. And then I've been able to collab with some friends from like FIT and both like from my childhood, which is really exciting because I don't know, it's kind of like bringing them into this space and being able to like share kind of like this digital space with them.
Yeah.
And on like a more personal note, my sister's coming back for Easter break today, so I'm really excited to just spend some good time with her and go eat some boba or drink boba and eat some Pokeball and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, this is really cute. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
That's really nice. Okay, one more time. Anatarian, you want to try? If you don't, it's totally fine. Just giving you... Yeah,
sure.
Hey. Yeah, go.
Okay, so I set up Daz. I got that installed. Yeah, and I did the first tutorial and I rendered and everything, which I am understanding rendering more, even though I've been using VStitcher browseware for a little while. I've been studying that, but I don't know, it just put the rendering into perspective for me, so that was interesting. This week I actually started as a community mod on the Fabricant. So they're totally, they inspire me, so I'm so happy to have joined the team, and they had a big meeting today, so just like, listening in on all of the cool stuff that they're doing is just really cool. And I made some good soup that Daniel was eating earlier, so that Delight was eating earlier.
You were responsible for that.
So I'm looking forward to just more. I've been setting up mostly this week, and hope to get some time to just dig in more into Daz and continue my stuff on VStitcher learning. And that was totally inspiring, Mo, what you said about how you're learning and teaching at the same time. I think that's brilliant, and I'm gonna totally check it out.
Yeah, you should. It's really cool. Mo got like all this shit figured out.
Cool.
I also think she has multiple clones. Just saying. I'm very sure.
Hi, she.
I wish. I think so too, because I was over here scrubbing my bathtub, and I'm like, how do I always end up on this community call while I'm scrubbing my bathtub? Like, is this like something's going on here where it's like, I don't understand how it always lines up this way.
Nice.
Oh my
But
god.
no, definitely. That sounds
A
awesome.
really clean tub.
Oh man. Okay. Just a short note from Catherine, because I finally saw her comment in the council chat.
Oh, I can speak now.
You can speak now? Oh, awesome. Okay, go.
I sent you a message, but I guess if you said your notifications. I was at the gym, traditional. So let me finish this. But so we have the second to do the cleaning now as well. I managed to we had so many questions about logistics and I don't know how Glenn was actually available, so I was like come in for a little bit. But it was nice because we had a lot of different questions about the treasury and shit, and we were kind of looking at Colony and Upstream, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with them or have experience. I know Glenn was saying that there's other tools that you can use that are separate, but I think for us, we'd rather want just one tool. Maybe it's mediocre, but it's just simplified. That's good for us. Any new plugins in it?
Wait, what was the last thing you said? You're kind of your voice is breaking up.
Oh, yeah. Does anyone have experience with Colony, IO, or Upstream?
I was researching the programs. I made a Milano board. I'll send to you, anyone who wants to see. I was wondering, can you use Colony without having a token?
I'm not sure. Figuring that out too.
I don't
Yeah,
think so. Honestly.
Because it's the same thing for us. So for Ultras, right, Stella, you found Dwork and Coordinate, and right, it's not great to have different things, but in kind of the meantime of not having a token, it's a pretty decent option, so people are getting allocated for their work. And yeah, I guess we see kind of what happens when we launch the token if we continue with that system, because now it will be also voting. Can that be done on Snapshot also without a token with a membership NFT? Can you do it on Snapshot, or do you also need a token?
Yeah, it can be done, but it needs how is this called? It needs a certain node to connect to that, and you have to program it. Essentially, I think, unless there's there's so much new stuff popping up every day, probably we're gonna figure it out sooner or later how to do that in an easy way, I assume. You could also do it with Polygon, right? Snapshot can also do this stuff with Polygon, so you could use Matic to vote. You could also use different forms of voting. Snapshot offers different forms of voting. Yeah, I have to say we have probably a good thing to put on my list.
Voting. Yeah, because that's kind of the one thing that I think we're missing now. It's that just to get started.
Yeah. If you guys want, I can go. Well, there's a lot of accomplishments in the last week. I'm trying to filter right now in my brain which ones are worth mentioning. I guess something that I really enjoy is the Token Engineering Academy. Lauren was there today as well in the 360 session, where we talk mostly about let's say the non-engineering part of token engineering. Which concerns itself with, the morals, the ethics, the philosophy behind it. And today specifically was about, voting power actually, and how it's generated, and if it's a good idea to generate it through, the means of capital, right? Because a token is nothing different than capital, and capital then translates to power essentially, and that's something we already have in the real world, which is, you know, kind of arguably not working so well. So that was kind of very interesting discussion we had this morning. Aside from that, I think I've gotten a lot of stuff just done. I'm also working, some of you saw the community and the nucleus call. We're working on implementing a mini metaverse into the Tech Adventures Festival in Glasgow. Too bad Adam had to drop out because he could have told you guys more about that. But yeah, so we're doing sessions, creative collaborative sessions on screen together, kind of forming those pieces. And as you know, some of you are designers. I'm going to quickly share my screen. So the style of Alana's chateau, it's called Arendelle Chateau. It's like a portable mini metaverse in a sense. And so the style of that Hija from the Nucleus core team, she calls it Technovo. And I thought, yeah, that's actually a really pretty name. And look at this, Mocasa's avatar. Looks really good, Mo. Looks really, really good.
Thanks. Also, the guy that knows Unreal Engine really well said there's actually a way better way to make avatars by using this free plugin for Blender, and they actually come like a lot better because I think Daz bones get weird when you try exporting and importing and stuff like that.
Oh, you should use the bridge. There's a free bridge tool between DAS and a Blender, and it works marvelous. It's really, really good because the free tool, it's not bad, but you cannot really get high fidelity out of it. Not like the avatar you just made here.
Right. Okay.
But you can still post it. It's still a good tool. I think you mean the MB one, right?
Yeah, MB Lab. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still a good tool. It's just not very high fidelity, the results you can get from it, but it's still a good tool.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys are interested, those are our Technovo designer racks. We'll obviously have hangers, right? And we would be able to display some of your stuff in this, mini portable metaverse. So if any one of you are interested in this, just let me know. Obviously, we want to curate a little bit to make it look cohesive, but not very much. So if any one of you are interested in that, just let me know. That's something we've been working a lot on. And also on our partnerships, obviously. And what else? Trying to figure out what else. Let me see. We also had a really good marketing meeting, and we were talking a lot about how to get started with Elena AI. Deep Thought had a lot of good recommendations on that one. So yeah, I think it's going really well. It's quite labor intensive, but it's really cool. And if you guys want to or have time, I don't know, it's like I usually don't show up to spaces because I'm in meetings. But like if any of you want to, tomorrow, I think, what was it? I think at 9, right? It said 9? Rendering for trays? No, that's not it. No, at 8 my time, actually. At 8 my time is the Fashionverse Twitter Spaces. If anyone want to join me and ask questions that you can also ask obviously here, so it doesn't even make sense to join. But if you feel like it, I'm obviously happy if you can join. If not, totally fine. And yeah, I guess that's from my side. I think the most happiest I felt when I found out that major gaming platform looked at my stuff and liked it. And yeah, that also happened last week. So I guess after this fashion collection with Fashionverse, this would be probably my last fashion stuff. I really want to make more game assets. So that's just the conclusion I came to. But yeah, that's it. Really. Anyone else who wants to add something? Or maybe something we we didn't say yet? Or something for next week, maybe?
I have kind of a random question that I actually just thought of when you said that. What would you say is the best way? Like, say, I have my tie-dye t-shirts that I turn into patterns. How would I make that pattern like look like a actual piece of fabric, like on one of those floating balls? Like, what software is that, or like, what is that thing even called?
Yeah, that would be, you can use Substance Designer, but like the cheaper in the sense of easier solution is called, before it was Substance Alchemist, now it's Substance 3D Sampler, I think. Yeah, that's the one you would use now. And
Substance
it
3D
allows,
sample.
yeah, it
Okay.
allows you to overlay your graphic on top of an existing fabric, digital fabric, obviously. This is
Okay.
how I did it for your T-shirt with Alana.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. Because as soon as you said you didn't want to drop any more fashion NFTs, I'm like, that is something I actually am trying to do this week. I'm trying to actually drop some more NFTs again. Because
Oh,
I
that's
think that will
great.
help. Like you said, when you drop NFTs, then you get that attention as well, which I think then in turn starts to help like our community as a whole. So I think me starting to
Yeah.
like get back into like the tie-dye physical to digital along with like everything else will just be like gotta sprinkle it in some way somehow in there.
Yeah, and also, I keep telling that Lauren as well. Like, it's like two things, right? There's like our DAOs, and we're like the OG founders, but we will probably not be forever and always in charge, you know? So it's also important that we kind of use what we're doing now to kind of bring also attention to our individual work as just being, maybe you're an aspiring 3D fashion designer, right, Mo? Like, or like Lauren has a lot of fun, designing accessories specifically, right? Like, we should also use those projects, or not use those projects. That's maybe a wrong term, but kind of differentiate us actually from the project. I think that's also important, Like, there's a project, and obviously we're very much involved. But like, for example, the aesthetic of the fashion collection I'm doing and the aesthetic of Elena have not much in common, So this is also a way to make sure, like, while you're bringing value to the project by doing this, it also differentiates you and elevates you as a designer, having your own thing going for you. What's this?
Great advice. Thank you.
Yeah? Okay. I was like, maybe I didn't quite phrase it well, but I think it's kind of important.
Yeah, and especially, right, if it's decentralized and like you said, we're not anymore even involved, like you kind of lose everything. Like you put all the eggs in one basket, and that's definitely how I am with Entourage now. Like everything I do is for this. And so, yeah, it is important, like you said, to still maintain a bit separate of an identity, to still kind of also maybe identify what are your like kind of skills that you offer that differentiate you from somebody else. I guess I think about that from a freelance perspective, but yeah, it's true.
Guys, yeah, you're right. I mean, one thing I get a lot of requests for is actually Substance Designer. So if you're like getting really good at some point with Substance Designer, it doesn't matter if it's you, Daniel, or Mo, right? Let me know, because there are a lot of people looking for this skill right now, and because it consists of visual scripting, not a lot of people are doing it right now. And doing like really high quality fabrics. I mean, we know better than anyone, right? Like the 3D fashion landscape is killing it with iridescence and overglowing stuff. But like really, really high quality, nice 3D fabrics is not a lot out there. So if you guys are leveling up your skills and you have something to show for, let me know so I can recommend you some jobs, right? Same goes, by the way, for 3D generalists. It's a lot of people are looking right now.
Yeah, and that was like why I chose accessories when I moved to Paris because it was so oversaturated in garments. So I mean, I liked accessories, but I also chose it because there were more jobs. So okay, you would say substance or textures. Is there any other like niche specifically that people are looking for?
No, it's like either this niche, right? I mean, animation is definitely still a skill that a lot of people are looking for, manual animation. But I think honestly, it's really a hustle to learn. And with motion capture suits getting like so much better and also kind of more competitive in pricing, I would say it's not really like it's still worth learning, right? Don't misunderstand me, but making this your specialty seems like really overdoing it. And then it's just like someone who knows it all, right? 3D generalists, someone who can build you a bag, a tank, and a beautiful landscape, and then also make a nice fashion piece for it. It's like people are going nuts for this skill these days. It's like, I don't know. I think it's really the market is empty and there's just so much demand right now. I mean, that can obviously change, right? But 3D generalists, game engine knowledge is kind of really out there, and people who can kind of use the game engine, model stuff for the game engine, and then also program like parts of the engine, either in visual scripting or in a native language format, which I think for Unity is JavaScript, and Unreal Engine I think has its own kind of programming language. I don't remember the name right now, but yeah. And it's also said that 48% of upcoming AAA game developers are going to use Unreal Engine 5 for what they are working on right now. So that's also something to keep in mind, that if you're already learning Unreal Engine, you might want to also take a good peek at what Unreal Engine 5 can do in contrast to 4.26, because I believe that any sane game developer right now is probably going to look at people who know how to use the 5.0 version, because it comes with very mind-blowing features that could definitely change the gaming landscape. So yeah, this is probably why so many people have committed to it, even though Unity is still has the biggest market shares out there, but the commitment comes from these insane functionalities. So if you can take a look at there was a really good release video for Unreal Engine 5 on YouTube. You can check it out. More questions? Lauren?
I want to tell you, I looked at the tweet for your talk on Thursday.
Yeah.
And they're linking to they're linking to their Twitter space that's tonight.
Wait, what?
Well, like in the tweet, if you go to that tweet for Fashionverse.
Yeah, let me check. Oh my god, that's a problem.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think you can set up more than one Twitter space at a time. So that's part of the problem. But I went there to set a reminder and see what time it was here. And it's doing it for the one that's tonight.
Oh.
So it's the tweet.
Yeah.
It's there. You see it? Okay.
Yeah. I will let
mine
them
says
know.
tomorrow, 2 a.m. Mine says tomorrow when I look. I can put, maybe, is it the wrong link? Let me share the link I have. Did I put it in the chat?
No, yeah, you can do that, but I think it's the same. Did you put it in the chat?
Do you want me to? Is that what you're saying? I can.
I think Lauren should
Oh,
put
Lauren.
it, because I can see the same as you, Daniel.
Okay.
I also get the link for tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I get the link for tonight as well.
That's
Okay,
the one
let
I
me-
see.
Let me check. Yeah, I still get that. It's 7 p.m. tonight.
Tomorrow. Oh, it's because it is tonight, but it's tomorrow at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. For you,
So
it's tomorrow.
in 1 hour today.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's today.
Yeah, no, it's not today.
It's
Today is the other one they are holding with. I mean, we can also. I also, added a reminder for me for this one, for low effort nouns. I think.
Okay, just links to something.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the right
But-
description.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you for letting me know. I should let them know.
Late. It's your own Twitter space.
Yeah, whatever. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm happy to see all of you, but I'm also happy if not too many people show up, so it's okay. Okay, guys. Anything else? Otherwise, I would conclude today's Realms Council call.
Wait.
Oh.
One thing.
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Okay, so I was very inspired watching the session in Moe's for building, and then here for the showcase of this lovely metaverse chateau. And I think it made me realize, like, with Entourage, it's time to like open it again. I think like we got kind of internal about like, okay, what's the strategy? How do we form it? And with the core team, I guess we had to kind of figure some stuff out. But now, like ideally next week, we are opening the DAO, and so I've created like a workflow, and now like trying to implement that on Discord. So if anybody knows like about Discord bots, might be like willing to look at it with me, would be very much appreciated. Or if someone who makes custom bots, the goal is to make the onboarding process super simple and to break it down to kind of like 3 choices that someone can make. And so then like they don't even see everything, they just kind of see what they want to see. So there's that. And then also, yeah, if I'll make an event, I think, I made one. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. It's on Monday night for me. And so this is our next community call. And if you guys would come and give me feedback on how that onboarding process looks, and let's hope it's done. But yeah, that's my request.
Yeah, I like that. I'm also already interested. I clicked interest. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Onboarding is really like it's its own thing, isn't it? Cannot claim I have figured that out, but then also, well, yeah, there is like so much more to figure out. Anything else from anyone?
Just a quick chill. I have a Twitter space today at 4 p.m. Our usual Wednesdays Twitter space at 4. I think a lot of you guys already know Elizabeth A. from Exit Studio. She will be in our spotlight. This month, something that we've been trying to do with our Twitter spaces that we host weekly, instead of them kind of being like random topics, I mean, they've all been like really good. Like we talked about 3D printing and like all types of like crazy things that like are physical to digital, basically. So we're trying to keep that same essence that we had with the Raw Season 1 workshop, how it's like this umbrella on like intro to Web3, and like make each month kind of like an umbrella like that. So this month it is like for like new NFT artists, basically, and like how to like prepare new NFT artists. So this week we are talking about storytelling for NFT artists, so that because that's like the first step, you know, when you're getting your vision board together and the story behind your NFT and like that whole aspect of it. So she's going to be talking about that. She tends to have a lot of like good tidbits and gems for other projects whenever I'm in her spaces. So she'll be talking about that. I did try to reach out to Zoe Steckel to see if she'd be willing to talk with us next week for like community building, because I think then that would come next. But her and I have never really had like conversations, so I haven't heard back from her just yet. So I'm kind of still like looking for her to hear, you know, confirm that she can, or find someone else that can kind of lead that kind of discussion. And then the last week, we really would love to hear somebody that may be knowledgeable on all of the different platforms. Like I had kind of mentioned before, like that's our whole thing right now is actually getting people to, mint on a bunch of different marketplaces so we can start collecting feedback from them. So to kind of kick that off, we're looking for someone that has some good understanding on the different marketplaces, maybe even like the different blockchains, like for marketplaces and those kind of things. So if you guys like know anybody that likes being in spaces, that is like knowledgeable in these areas, because a lot of people, they just feel honored anyways just for asking. So it doesn't even have to be that they're in the spaces, but just like knowledgeable people that you think would like to talk. We're always looking for people to like host with and share that information to collect it as well. So we are looking for a few hosts in that, and then always there Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So 2 hours from now, for whatever time everybody else is.
No, absolutely correct. Like I have 4 p.m. right now, and it's marked at 6 p.m. for Twitter Spaces. Yeah, it's on.
It's on.
It's on. I also have one more thing actually. We had our first meeting in the Fashion DAO just a few days ago, and today I had another meeting with Nico and Philip, who have been started organizing this. So if any of you want to, dip into becoming a member of the Fashion DAO, which is essentially, it's a DAO that, where we kind of, pull all resources together and figure stuff out and host events and all of that stuff, like let me know. So I can forward you to Nico if you don't already know her, and get you set up for onboarding, or at least learning about it, let's just say. Just shoot me a DM if you're interested. Sounds good?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Guys, have a wonderful rest of the day, and talk to you next Wednesday, or probably earlier, but at least in this kind of thing next week. All right. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Stella. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.